So we're here at Houchen Bindery with Tom Salistean on the first stage of the tour. He's going to take us around this great facility and show us how books are made, really.
Thanks, Tim. So here we are looking at the check-in department. At this point in the process, everything gets checked in by category. In a lot of cases, these the check-in people will analyze the paper material of the items that have been sent in, make sure that everything is basically okay to bind, and then make decisions on how it should be processed from there. They'll also generate a job ticket that goes with every job, and that job ticket will itemize all the various product lines in that particular order. And that ticket travels throughout the entire system. So it's a detailed job. So this is stage number 2, what we call bookmark. And basically what Janelle does here is she checks every book. She makes sure it has a binding slip with it. She places it into this bookmark machine that puts a series of measurements on it. And basically what this does is it gives us a measurement so that we know exactly what size to cut the cloth to make the cover for this book. At this time, it'll also assign a number to this book that is unique to this book. This is the only book in our bindery that has this number. And that way we can always keep track of where it is. This machine is called the UltraBind. This machine takes a lot of the steps of the binding process and combines it into one machine. Basically, the operator will load the books in. The books will be milled, notched, glued, and put a reinforcement strip on it as well. And that'll attach the end sheets for the binding as well. So this is a workhorse for us. It does our double fan adhesive binding, which is our most common and most popular binding method that we use here for both library binding and our other lines of binding as well.
Tom, this thing does a lot of work for you. It's a pretty important machine.
Yeah, this is our BQ470. This is a PUR binding system, and it uses a different kind of glue than we use in our other bindings that we were just talking about at the UltraBind. This glue is a much more aggressive adhesive. It's designed specifically to adhere to heavy coated papers, so it's an extremely durable method. We've had this machine for about 3 years, and since we got this machine, we've put more than 500,000 books through this machine. So this has been a big deal for us. It does soft cover binding. We use it for hard cover binding, and it has opened a lot of doors for us. It's really neat. This here is our sew through fold machine, or Smythe sew machine. Basically what it does is it sews magazines or comic books or whatever together through the center folds of the individual issues. It gives you a nice openability, lay flat look, and it's just a really great method for it. It's a preferred method if you're concerned about losing margin on the inside or anything like that.
Tom, what's happening here?
Well, this is trimming. Basically every book, once it's bound, needs to be trimmed up on all the edges so it's nice and flush and smooth. We have some customers that actually ask us not to trim, so in that case we don't. But otherwise, every book gets about a 1/16 to an 1/8 of an inch cut off of it. That just gives it a nice, smooth, finished look. And also, what's happening here is the operator will cut a set of boards for this specific book while they're trimming, so that actually becomes the hardcover. So what they're doing is preparing that for the hardcover, and it's cut to the exact right size. This is one of our lamination machines. Any cover that comes in that'll get a printed graphic cover will get laminated. This machine here is doing a linen textured finish. We also can do a smooth gloss finish or a matte finish. So this machine is called Systems 3, and we actually have 3 of these on our operation. What these do is we enter the data in that matches up with all the books for that particular order, and the machine picks up each piece of cloth one at a time, stamps the data that's supposed to be stamped on that particular book, and then cuts that piece of cloth down to the exact size that it needs to be to fit that book. So that all happens in one smooth operation. This part of the bindery we call pull strip or inlay. Think of a hardcover as having 3 pieces. There's the front board, the back board, and then the spine strip. And this is where we decide what the spine strip will be. Alright, well, this is a busy area. This is our cover making line. And what you'll see here is kind of a mix of the old and the new. We have the old school hand cover making line over here where the operator has to do all the work, has to fold every corner, has to roll everything out just right. And right on behind me on the other side here, you'll see the more advanced method, the semi-automated cover making machines where the operator just gauges everything up and sends it through the machine and it gets folded and finished in there. We have 6 semi-automatic cover making machines in our line, as well as the hand line. So we have the ability to do anywhere from, we can go up to doing about 5,000 covers in a day. So this is our casing in department. Basically what happens here is the books get glued to their covers. We have 2 machines up here that will apply glue on each side of the end sheets. The operator puts the cover over the book. The books have about 5 minutes to set up. We'll put them in the creasing machines. They'll get pressed to really activate the glue, and they'll also put a hinge down the hinge area. So here we are in our graphics room. Basically a lot of the heavy graphics work that we do consists of converting soft cover books into hardcover format. And so the sizing, of course, has to be manipulated. But the other thing we do in here is printing of cover files for our customers for our edition work.
We're here with Martin, who's really specialized on edition binding. So Martin, show us some of the great stuff you've done.
What we're doing, Tim, is we're doing soft cover and hardcover, what we call edition, meaning multiple quantity of books for customers, both printers and individuals around the Midwest. This is a cover and the text of a book for a printer in Omaha that's been very successful this fall. This is a genealogy photo photography coffee table soft cover edition that we did for an individual in Texas. And we do a lot of children's books, hardcover, thin paste children's books, and this is an example of one that we did around Christmas. Another thing that we've gotten into is we're producing one-off photo books for an online retailer, which we are shipping out through Houchen Bindery.
So we've got some maybe special examples here. This thing, it weighs 10 pounds.
Yeah, this is a book that not too many people can bind. We were chosen as the binder of this book because they couldn't find anybody else to bind a book which is almost 4 inches thick, and we did 250 of these massive genealogy books here recently.
Wow! And then this is gorgeous, and it's got a great inside shot.
Yeah, this is a book that measures about 13.5 inches tall, which is unusual. It's not a standard size, and we also have a really beautiful printing and a gatefold, double gatefold fold out in this book that we were able to be part of the production on.
Wow, that's amazing, and just another example of all the things Houchen can do. So, thank you.
Thank you.